All righty, guys. What's going on with my Patreon gang? I hope everybody's well. Happy Eclipse Week to everybody. Hope you guys are vibrating high and in a spiritually stable flow during these times. All right. So, as y'all can see by the title, we finna get into some money hacks, man. We finna get into some spiritual money hacks. I'm gonna be talking a lot about, career and finances. I kind of have been talking a lot about career as of lately, doing different streams or whatnot, breaking down, influences to help hack things with career, aka using your sun, first house lord, things dealing with the 10th and 11th house lord. But I'm definitely gonna get more into things dealing with finances as the second house season approaches. We have the Uranus Jupiter conjunction manifesting in Taurus. Taurus is the sign that has everything to do with finances. So I'm going to be breaking those things, guys. I want you guys to understand how you could, a lot of what we do here is making sure we understand how we could use our own powers, to manifest and manipulate our reality and experience and make sure we continue to spiritually grow while being aware of what we came down here to do in the first place. All right, guys. Now, I'm going to be talking about the second house. Now, when I do career readings and whatnot, I like breaking down the influences of the second, sixth, and the 10th house lord and any other influence that I see you have a lot of activity that you could utilize to help build stability and security in some type of shape or form. Now, when I was talking about the 10th and 11th house, in these previous streams, and the 12th house lord too, in which I'm starting to see it's very important dealing with career. We want to follow the house lords of houses, right? Why? Because house lords give us spiritual direction, opportunities, and they help us to expand each house. But when we're looking at the planets in houses, family, you have to understand when you have a planet in a house, the house lord is still important. But if you have a planet in a house, it's already going to be an energy that just radiates and resonates when you're in that area. So if you have Mercury in the first house, regardless of where your first house lord is at, all right, we know wherever the first house lord is at, where your personality shines bright, where a lot of your personal life activity is going to be constructed and experienced. It's going to be something you're personally intrigued about, something you're able to naturally express in general. But if you got Mercury in the first house, anytime you're dealing with anything with personal aspirations, personal goals, personal aspiration, we're going to see your Mercury because it's in your first house. So we're going to see your ability to deal with critical analysis, ideologies, thinking, the detail of the things, relatability, adaptability. We're going to just naturally see that. So family, when we're looking at the second house, we always want to see what's up with the ruler, right? Because the second house deal with our value system. So wherever the ruler of the second house is at, you value that house. And when it comes into building stability and security, family, it has a lot to do with just giving your value to the world, giving your value to the world in some type of shape or form, and you can become compensated for that. A lot of you guys are naturally in like the career field or dealing with different forms of branding, project building around certain things based off your earth house energies. You just don't know that you naturally manifested being in that field. All right. And you know me, I big cap energies, all right, big 10th house energies. So I'm always going to teach people on how to take their natural energies and gain authority over it. So you may be dealing with health, you may be a nurse, you may be a physician or something. I'm gonna teach you how to own your own practice and why you should take authority over that. Some of you guys got the North Node in Capricorn, North Node in the 10th house, North Node in the Earth house. So you're supposed to be doing that in the first place. All right. Now, so the second house door is important. Whatever house that's in, you value that house already. You value that house in already, and you want to make sure you find ways to connect that value to the world, right? Now, what we're focusing on right now is the planets in the houses, the planets in the houses and the planetary influences. All right. So I'm gonna go through different type of careers, different type of things that you already value. So you guys are not, over questioning yourself, overwhelming yourself. If you should connect this form of value to the world, with confirmation that you value this energy for a reason because it's in this house. Whatever planets you have in the second house from a karmic perspective, you're supposed to be learning how to expand the values of that planet in general. Okay, guys? So, first off, the second house in general deals with finances, cash, budgeting, debts, commerce in general, circulation of currency, earning and spending capacity, financial institutions like banks, inheritances from marriage partners. All right, investments, material possessions, poverty, profit, resources, stocks, taxes, and wealth. So it has everything to do with finances. It has everything to do with finances. Now, on the opposite axis, we got the eighth house, and that's Scorpio dealing with other people's resources. Okay, so we're gonna save that for another day. But right now, we want to get straight to the root of people that have second house placements. Now, if you don't, I'm gonna go through all the planets. Now, if you don't have any second house placements, family, like if you don't have no planets in that house, you want to locate the ruler. But when I go through these planets, make sure if you have the sign that is ruled by that planet, this applies to you too. All right. A lot of you guys are already in tune with my signs through the series. Excuse me, Signs Through the Houses series on YouTube, where I'm breaking down natural influences you experience being in a house. So that's the difference between the signs in the house and the planet in the house. The sign in the house is going to show what you naturally, the frequency, because constellations and signs are frequency vibrations. So when it comes into the houses, whatever sign or signs, you may have an intercepted house. These are the things you're going to experience when every time you're in that house. All right, including where the ruler is at. Okay, so you might have, your fourth house might be in the Aries. Okay, so there's a lot of intensity in the home environment, transformation in the home environment, probably a power and controlling, stubborn or intense parent or whatnot, heavy forms of individuality in the home, but the ruler might be in the 12th house. So it still has a healing vibration into it. You still understand things about connection and understanding other people's subconscious, connecting to other people's subconscious, even though you got a real individual sign in that house. So this is how you look at, the dynamic of a house in general, family. All right, but never forget, if you have a planet in the house already, you naturally radiate that energy when you're in that house, because the signs is just what you're experiencing in the house. The planet is the tool. The planet is our head, our hands, our legs, our fingers, our knees. These are our actual bodily functions. All right. It's just in a spiritual manner, our spiritual tools. These are our physical tools. All right, guys. So let's get right into it. All right. I got my astro theme guide up here. So for all of you that's still getting, you know, um, learning how to read different, points of the chart, all you guys got to do is go right here, find this second house, and look at the sign it starts in. You see this black arrow, it starts in Libra. So the ruler of this house would be Venus. All right, guys. So the sun, let's start with the sun. So this would be anybody that has the sun in the second house and has Leo in the second house. All right. These are the things that's going to be in favor for you when it comes into, career and making money. Once again, when I do my career influences, I like connecting the second, sixth, and the 10th house. The second house is the value system where we plant the seed with things we value. The garden house, Taurus, we watch it slowly develop. Then the sixth house is dealing with day-to-day routine, scheduling, organization. So I like to call that house the spiritual engine, because that's going to be the routine that's needed in order to help the second house value grow. Okay. Wherever the ruler is at for the second house, that's already going to show you a part of your life you've always been forced to work on and craft and make sure it's in your routine in some type of shape or form. But from a spiritual perspective, is really holding up what you're building with stability and security in your life, and can also create opportunities for things in the workplace and with career matters. Then we got the 10th house, your social status, your reputation in the world, what you're known for, and the signs, planets, and where the rulers at of that house is already going to be naturally attached to your social status. And these are things you can use when it comes into branding. These are things that need to be sprinkled into your branding. You could create business off of this influence alone. All right. And then other influences that I look at. All right, guys. I did a career reading. You guys go ahead, check some posts not too long ago, a few months ago. I did a mock career reading. I don't know who I did it on. I think I did it on myself. I don't know, but yeah, I want to go check that out and see the format to it. So this is for everybody that got the sun in the second house and Leo in the second house. All right, the sun, anything dealing with birthing and creating new beginnings. All right, the sun is dealing with giving life, new beginnings, creation in general. All right. Now this is the thing. If you have the sun in this house, whatever sign it's in, helping people create things within that sign. So sun in Pisces in the second house, helping people birth something new, create something new with their spiritual creative development. Sun in Virgo, helping people birth or create new things dealing with management, dealing with wellness, stability in their life. All right, guys. Anything dealing with appearance, the sun, body, appearance, expression on all forms, creative expression, public speaking is the sun energy. shedding awareness, autobiography concepts, and personal experience. The sun dealing with self-identity. Anything dealing with celebrities, the entertainment world, the status, the shift of different of status with public figures. All right. Film and acting is huge with the sun in the second house. Anything surrounding children, childlike activity, gaming, creative decorating. All right. And especially if like you doing things like reviews of jewelry, you get into interior designing, designing in general. All right. Fashion, politics, and authority like figures. Your self-esteem. All right. Self-esteem. So this leads into like life coaching. All right. Sports, fatherhood, and men empowerment. We know sun dealing with that big masculine energy. All right. All those things need to be sprinkled into, and this is the thing. These you may be already in your career path, but if you could understand how to sprinkle some of these planets energies into what you're doing, family, that's just gonna help that grow even more. All right. So we got that going on with the sun, Leo in the second house. The moon. So this anybody that got the moon. Now this is a powerful placement. This is a master manifesting light placement. The second house is the exaltation point of the moon. So you always need to be aware of your emotional intention and your moods, because you're multiplying the cycles of what you really feel and think heavy on. And you need to make sure you have positive values. You have negative values with the moon in the second house, you're going to be manifesting a lot of chaos in your reality, a lot of instability with finances and all of that bullshit. All right. Positive values, emotionally stable. You have a great self-check system with your emotions and your mental health. You can only manifest people, places, and things, and support systems and resources to help stabilize that and expand that positive vibration. All right, very important to understand. So anybody got the moon or Cancer in the second house, anything dealing with the subconscious, emotional, mental well-being in general. All right, healing, dealing with depression, heartbreak, insomnia, mental health issues in general. All right, building connections, helping others deal with building connections in some type of shape or form. All right. Animals. The moon has a lot to do with animals, your love for animals, anything dealing with care around pets and animals. Candle work. All right. Anything dealing with the ambiance and aesthetics to the ambiance, so certain fumes and smell goods and candles. Ooh, that's all up in that moon energy. All right. Childhood, childbirth, childbearing experiences. All right. This would be you, ladies, you teaching about, things that you should and shouldn't do during childbirth, childbearing experiences. This is your doulas here. All right, guys. Anything dealing with infants, nursery, family experiences, things dealing with female disorders, especially like women going through their different phases. So it's different cycles, menopause, all different type of shit. You educating on things like that, that's big here too. All right. Now, mind you guys, these are things that y'all already value with these placements. All right. Female disorders, menstruation, female bodily functions in general, reproductive system in general, motherhood, food, food. These are your chefs. These people that's intrigued with the culinary arts. All right, reviewing foods. Okay, anything dealing with agriculture, herbs, homemaking. All right, nutrition in general. Now your imagination, the moon is helping birth things with our imagination, because it's taking something from a dark subconscious space, right, from a void, and that's the essence of where we birth things, from our imagination. So helping people believe in their imagination, or anything dealing with creativity in that sense. Romance, because the moon has everything to do with connection, emotional connections. Marriage affairs, experiences around marriage affairs. Photography, especially because the moon deals with the past, nostalgia. So photography is helping create memories. Okay. Plant life, that kind of relates back to agriculture, real estate, and retail in general. You selling jewelry, you selling clothes, you selling products, you selling candles. All right, because you got the moon in the second house, you may deal with materialism a lot. Got a lot of resources. You better open up that garage sale. You better get that garage sale and that online store popping. And anything dealing with women empowerment. Anything dealing with women empowerment. All right. Now back to the sun placement. If you have your second house ruler in the fifth house, that would correlate to the things that I said about the sun. Now with the moon placement, everything I just said about the moon, if you have the second house ruler in your fourth house, it would correlate to the things that I'm talking about with the moon as well. All right, now Mercury. It's for everybody that got Mercury in the second house. All right, if you have Gemini or Virgo ruling your second house. All right. Some of the things I'm saying can correlate if you have the second house lord in the third house, or if you have the second house lord in the sixth house. All right. Anything dealing with critical analysis. It don't matter what the fuck you analyzing, to be honest with you. If you just showing us how your mind work and your ability to point out the details with things, you could be reviewing, analyzing things with celebrities, politics, fashion, entertainment, spirituality. Show us your critical analysis. Literature, all right, communication methods, language, everything dealing with Mercury has to do with, like, literacy, lyricism, all right, music in general. All right, communication. If you could teach another language, if you speak more than one language, can you go ahead and find one of these online platforms to coach, tutor people? That's easy money. That's easy money right there. It's a whole new side business gig right there. All right, easy. All right, advertising in any way, editing, all right, journalism. You may like to write a lot. You may like to write, journal, deal with poetry. Once again, script writing, all things dealing with, words and literature in general with Mercury in the second house. You already naturally value those things. Or you most likely probably read a lot, like things that stimulate your mind. Share that with us. Writing, storytelling, publishing, proofreading. Y'all, you got all the Mercury energy in the second house. You gonna be like a what's the name? You're gonna be like a human computer with the things that you value. Once again, you value things that stimulate the mind, so you may already get into things like that. All right, psychology, education in general. All right, this Mercury's home in the third house dealing with early education, so you bring them natural influences there. All right, tutoring, adaptability, right? So you're teaching people, you move to somewhere new and you teaching people what they should be aware about for them to adapt to something in some type of shape, from to adapt to a new area. Anything dealing with adaptability. Animals in general, Mercury has influence with things dealing with animals. Announcing and broadcasting. All right, say you're into some form of sports, you're into some form of fashion, and you have your own fashion broadcast or whatnot, or you're announcing behind these things. All right. Radio, I put in parentheses podcasting. These things fall into podcasting. All right. Anything dealing with anxieties, helping people deal with anxiety disorders and whatnot, calming the nervous system, computer programming, gossip and rumors. Y'all be seeing some people have magazines or channels or platforms dealing with celebrity gossip, this, and the third. They have strong Mercury placements, and a lot of people want to hear their analysis on things dealing with gossip or whatnot. Hair, Mercury is dealing with influences dealing with hair. Okay, imagination in general. Interviewing, a lot of people that y'all see have platforms, whether it's Vlad TV, Say Cheese TV. You got all these different entertainment platforms where people are interviewing others and whatnot. I bet you they got strong Mercury placements, or there's some type of connection with Mercury in the Earth house, especially the second house. All right. Um, Interviewing, neighborhood or environmental awareness, right? Things going on, surroundings around you, reporting news and research. All right. Things dealing with the nervous system. Once again, photography is a big one here too, as well, with Mercury, and anything of the sorts of dealing with science and mathematics. All right. So once again, that's Mercury in the second house, Virgo, Gemini influences in the second house, and second house Lord in the third house or the sixth house. All righty, guys. Now Venus, Sister Aphrodite.